When you think about your hometown, how does it make you feel? Although I moved here from Troy, New York about 2.5 years ago, it will always be my home. Today, I will tell you a little bit about the history, the architecture, and things to do in Troy, New York. The history of Troy. The American Revolution took hold of Troy. This was due to the major waterways and geography of Troy, New York. The major waterways supported the water power needed during the Industrial Revolution. This made Troy one of the fourth wealthiest cities in the United States. During the 19th and 20th century, Troy, New York was one of the most prosperous cities in New York State and even in the whole country. Waterway trade routes. Troy, New York was the middle area between Vermont and New York City. It was the transshipment point for meat and vegetables from Vermont to New York City. The construction of the Erie Canal made it possible to transfer goods from the Midwest to the East Coast. They would transfer ore and coal shipped on the canal from the Midwest and then processed in Troy to then be shipped to New York City. I now will talk about the architecture. Troy, New York is the home to beautiful Victorian architecture. The use of iron, stone, glass, and wood was used to express the passion for building. They used iron for gates, railings. They used stone for home foundations and decorative elements such as gargoyles. And they used glass to express beauty within stained glass windows. And they used wood to decorate with fine woodwork. The first and second industrial revolutions made these architectural advancements possible. There are some notable buildings within Troy, New York that show off the beauty of their architecture, Russell Sage College being one of them. It shows off beautiful Victorian architecture within downtown Troy. Another notable building would be Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, one of the oldest engineering schools in the country, and also having beautiful Victorian architecture. I will now talk about things to do in Troy, New York. One of my favorite things to do is go to the Troy Waterfront Farmers Market. They have fresh produce and flowers from small local farms on the outskirts of Troy, and they also have small-owned businesses where you can enjoy lunch with your family. The Troy Music Hall shows off Troy's beautiful architecture and stained glass windows. You could go there for anything from music to plays. And Troy Music Hall was made a National Historic Landmark in 1889 for its architecture as one of the finest surviving 19th century auditoriums. Although I moved away from Troy 2.5 years ago, it will always be my home. I told you today a little bit about the history, the architecture, and things to do in Troy, New York. I hope this speech has inspired you to learn a little bit more about your hometown, and hopefully it has inspired you one day to visit Troy, New York. Thank you.